and they sent me to jail. Did a night in the can, wrote the song for my cell. Running on empty, full tank of whiskey. Old lady love me, but the kids still miss me. Blue lights, flashing sirens and whistles. Mugshots, whiskey, bar stools and pistols. Bikers to clampers, buck to haggard. I'm running with the wild ones, drink till we stagger.
They're always trying to make me conform into the scene. And day by day they try to take away more of my liberties. Why stay free, open road, live for the ride with a rebel soul. And I know my name will live even when I go.
Well, I like to beat the law, and I piss a lot of people off. This middle finger on my hand shows I don't give a damn if you like it or not. I ain't high class, I fight for fun, die ball bikes and guns, and I run with the wild one, with the wild one, wild one, wild one. Here we come.
Neck still red like my Jim Beam stack. The only koozie I use a brown paper bag. Collar still blue, but I'm dressed in black. I got a little bit of room for a few more tats. Bourbon on my breast, still living on the run. Got my last paycheck, spent it all at once. Need a phone call, sheriff, gotta call my son. Don't grow up like dad, stay away from the wild ones.
One more shot of bourbon,
One more shot of bourbon.
one more thing to smoke.
One more thing to
Been
smoke.
really good at living wrong, so turn me up some coke. One more shot of bourbon,
One more shot of bourbon.
one more thing to smoke.
One more thing to
Been
smoke.
really good at living wrong, so turn me up some coke.
Turn me
Well,
up.
I like to beat the law, and I piss a lot of people off. This middle finger on my hand shows I don't give a damn if you like it or not. I ain't high class, I fight for fun, die ball bikes and guns, and I run with the wild one, with the wild one, wild one, wild one. Here we come.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a late start Thursday because of yours truly. Oh, man. You are on the Invasion Nation Morning Show brought to you by yours truly, the Redneck himself. Yeah, it's Thursday. Let's see here. Listen, I'm completely out of it right now. I'm absolutely sorry. I don't even know. Z Habaka? Okay. But anyways, here's the deal. I had friends that were over here last night that were here when I got home. Guys I haven't seen in quite a while. That were here when I got home. And they dropped off some stuff for Jeepers. Wake up, man.
Do you suck dicks?
Sir, no, sir!
Bullshit, I'll bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Sir, no, sir!
Anyways, caused me to be up way too late last night, so I overslept. Then, of course, I got up, and the computer decided, oh, hey, we need to restart. Okay. So we redo that, and then I get messages on my phone. I've been keeping up with the Syria conflict, so I'm reading through that. In the meantime, I'm reading through that, and I'm like, hey, oh shit, the song's almost over. Security's telling them no U.S. or Trump flags. What? I know there's over 100 people waiting already. Some people started out up there at 10 o'clock last night. So, yeah, I didn't know that. I knew they said that you couldn't have stake signs. With the signs on stakes or on wood or whatever. All right. Anyways, all right, so let's redo this. Welcome to the Invasion Nation Morning Show, brought to you by yours truly, the Redneck himself. It is, good morning, Little Miss Airhorn, Chad, Junebug, Ruger Wife, Gus, good morning, designed by Terry, Penny, Krippner, good morning, Aladdin's Girl, good morning, Chris, good to see you, and, Z Habaka, I'm going to go with. I don't know. The one who walks through fire, what is shaking? Good to see you. Yeah. Anyways, we got some sponsors here to give a shout out to. We've got Romaine Berg down in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We've got Mill Pond Salon in downtown New London. We've got KJ's Quick Stop at Imes Garage. So, in Candio, Minnesota. Yeah. So, yeah, this ought to be interesting because, as you guys know, Donald Trump pulled troops out of Syria. The Turkish government has gone ape shit. They've gone into Syria pretty much full throttle. I don't know. There's speculation that he may have pulled out too soon or whatever, but Donald Trump, one thing he vowed, and everybody wanted it to happen. The American people wanted to quit fighting wars that never ended. I mean, we've been over in the Middle East in this conflict over there for what is it, 15 years? What is it? No. What have we been? 18 years over there now? 18 years? 18 years we've been in this never-ending battle. So it's Donald Trump is holding to his word. He said he wants to get our troops out from over there. These people are not paying us. We're paying them to be over there, and these people are paying us for any type of security. And of course the liberals are all, oh my God, these people feel abandoned and this and that. Well, if after 18 years of American training they can't stand on their own 2 feet, well, what do you want us to do? Petty LaRue, good morning. Yeah, so this is what I don't understand. After 18 years, even if but you think people would know how to stand on their own feet after 18 years? I mean, we don't. After 18 years, we consider our kids adults, and they're supposed to be ready to go out in the world and take on the world. Right? Correct? True? Okay. So, and here's the thing. I thought the Democrats were supposed to be like the anti-war party. Like they're always the ones, oh, no war, peace. Not war, but peace. I always thought that was the Democratic Party. I always thought that was their thing, but now they're the ones over there saying. And the other thing is with the impeachment process, they are bound to determine, Democrats are bound to determine that they're going to get Donald Trump. And he's just being a dickhead. You're like, fuck you guys. Find out. Come at me with constitutional law. Joe Biden is now on the impeachment train, by the way. He's got to do something, and he's claiming he did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong concerning when it comes to his son or anything like that. What the hell? Yeah, he's. Ukraine just whistle blew on Biden. That happened last night or this morning or something? Co-worker's hubby leaves today for 2 months training down south. Then 12 months Kuwait area, third tour with guards. Last night. Wow. Damn. I know the Ukraine has said, and has said publicly, that there was nothing what the Democrats are accusing Donald Trump of. None of that was ever done in the phone call. None of it. Yeah, full-blown story. Full-blown story, but guess what? They're still trying to impeach Donald Trump. And Joe Biden is still on the campaign trail. Figure that out. Yeah, it's I'm definitely going to be getting into that story a little later on today. I got to find out about that. I haven't had a opportunity to get into it, but yeah, here's the thing. Like I said yesterday, here's the things that pisses me off. It's like, okay, you've got all the proof in the world against Joe Biden. The guy stands up on a main stage and says that he leveraged tax money, defense money for the Ukraine, that he leveraged money to stop an investigation on his son. Stands on stage and says it, announces it, talks like he's some big tough ass gangster. You know, fighting his damn box of cereal. The damn cereal bandits out there, that's what he's doing. Fighting old corn pops. Man. Let's see here. Democrats, they can't win the election as long as Trump is president. No, and they can't. Junebug, good morning. Good to see you. Now they need to give dirt on the other Democrats that go to the Ukraine. This is the thing. This is the thing. When it comes to the topic of they want Donald Trump's. They want him to release all these records. They want him to. Here's the thing. You've got Nadless Nadler sitting up there. They've got 3 committees right now that the Democrats have formed to go against Donald Trump and the White House. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. This is absolutely stupid. So now you're going to disrespect another country's president, the Ukrainian president, because you're basically saying he's lying by pushing forward in this investigation. You're basically saying that this president is lying. This guy's a piece of shit. He's lying. Ukrainian president's lying. Donald Trump leveraged tax money. Oh, yeah, Hitler is going to beat Trump. Yeah, okay. I think it would be hilarious that all of a sudden she goes out and runs for president. Bill Barr wraps up the investigation. They wait for her ass to be in the middle of one of her campaign speeches, and then they arrest her ass and put her in prison for high treason. Morning, jelly beans. What's the topic today? Pretty much wherever this conversation leads. That's how this show runs. You guys dictate which way the show runs. But I just put out some general areas of conversation. Right now, this shit with the Ukrainian president. This is how I would feel if I was the Ukrainian president. I would be writing it off in my books that anytime that there's a Democratic president, we don't do business we don't do business with the United States. And then I'd be talking to Donald Trump, hey, can we get locked into a long-term contract like now? Like a bulletproof contract? I don't want to go through this shit again. I don't want my people to go through this shit again. I don't want another good United States president to go through this again. I would love to see Trump beat her again. Here's the thing. The people that voted for Hillary originally, Hillary does not have that much support. She may have won by popular vote but lost in the electoral colleges. But with her stance on everything lately and all the shit that has been coming to light with her, I don't think she's going to have the support that she had before. She can talk a big game, but her biggest thing is she needs to learn to sit down and shut the fuck up. She needs to be taking that thousands of dollars of money that she sold her, what was it, Secretary of State office, and to develop all her foreign interests towards her campaign funding and the Clinton Foundation. She needs to sit down and realize the fact that she could be in a world of shit. See, the guy lurking in the background that everybody keeps forgetting to pay attention to is Bill Barr. Now, mind you, Democrats went and pissed off Bill Barr. They treated this dude like a criminal. Okay? This guy has served this country adamantly. Adamantly. And then you go piss in his Cheerios. You treat him like a piece of shit. And I think that's their biggest fear. I think this is why they're trying to keep all this media hysteria on Donald Trump's phone call, because when they get hammered, they're going to get fucking hammered. Mind you, during the Mueller investigation, they were having people subpoenaed. I forgot how many subpoenas it was, but it was a lot of subpoenas. Basically, for 2.5 years, had anybody that ever talked to Donald Trump at least once in their life, even if you shook his hand, they were trying to get your ass. They were trying to get Bill Barr. They accused him in congressional committees of being a Donald Trump puppet. I forgot who said it, but one of the Democratic congressmen said, "We know that you're Donald Trump's puppet." So, it's like, you don't go throw shots to a guy who could dig into every inch of your life. And now because you pissed him off and you've spent 2.5 years attacking a president, calling him a Russian spy, a Russian terrorist, you think that these people are not going to investigate every inch of your life? As soon as you made one wrong blip, as soon as you I mean, how many of these dummies do you think are out transferring funds right now? I mean, this is what I want to see, is how many Congress people came to Congress poor and are leaving rich? And I don't care what side of the line they stand on. I want to know how many people. Maybe that's where I screwed up. I should have been a politician. Should have guided my life towards being a politician. Oh, that's right. When you grew up in a farming community like I did, they didn't want you to raise up politicians. They just wanted you to be good taxpayers. The all-American taxpayer. That's what they wanted you to be. They shoved this lie of the American dream down your throat. That you go to work and you're going to get the house and the car, but they don't tell you that you're going to be paying on this shit the rest of your life. You're drilled in with this bullshit American dream, and I remember going to my economics class, and the first thing they would tell you is that there's 2 investments you can make in life that'll always increase in value. That's a house and a Harley Davidson. Well, now both of those are a lie. by the time your property investment goes to be paid off, you've already paid more than double for it. So I can't wait till next year after election day when we get to see the meltdown. Oh yeah, I can't wait for the meltdown videos. I can't wait for the meltdown videos. I can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome. I want to know how much money is going to be spent this election to swing votes and such. With the money it takes them to campaign, mind you, Donald Trump has raised more money in campaign funding. Donald Trump is gaining overwhelming support. I mean, literally, they're paying a lot of money for Donald Trump to run. Businesses and people who are working for a living, who have seen the effects of the upturned economy, are like, oh no, we don't want this guy going anywhere. We need another 4 years of this stuff. So, the issue Democrats have in this presidential is Democrats. The issue Democrats have is they have presidential candidate worth their weight in gold. Camilla slept her way to the top. Warren and O'Rourke are pretending to be something they are not. Bernie was washed out last election, and Biden as crooked and a pedophile. They're going to the bottom of the barrel. Yeah. The value of the house didn't go up, but my property taxes did again. Right? No shit. No, here's what they do is they like to overappraise property. They like to tell you, oh, this is what it's worth, but you go to the bank and the bank's like, oh, no, it's not. Well, according to what I'm paying taxes on, this is what it's worth. I love that part. And I've heard of a few people, they've gotten their property tax appraisals back, and they've gone as far as saying, okay, check this out, right? They've gotten their property taxes back, and now, like the one guy in Wilmer that said his property was worth $145,000. So he says, his tax assessment, $145,000 is what they estimated the value at. So he goes to the bank. Now, mind you, he only paid $73,000 for the house. So he goes into the bank and he says, I want a loan. And figures, fuck it. He's going to have to make the same house payment the rest of his life. So he's going to use the equity in his house. And now this is somebody I know personally. I'm not going to put him out there. But he walks into the bank and he says, well, I want to get a loan on my house. I said, what for? He says, I want to buy a new truck. I said, okay. And they said, what do you figure your house worth? He holds up the tax assessment and says, well, they say it's worth $145,000. And the banker about fell out of his chair laughing. He said, what? He said, I know, but I just want to see what the bank says about this. He says, I'm not unrealistic. He says, I know my property's not worth that. He says, if my property is worth $100,000, I'm lucky. It's not a big house. It's not anything real fancy or anything real special. He's not unrealistic. But he went to go prove a point. So the bank says, you seriously want to go through this process? He says, yeah, I do. So he goes through the process. The bank comes out and they estimate. Now his property value did go up a little bit, but it's only because of the improvements that he made. His property value went up to $184,000. So he goes in there. $7,000 is over what he paid for it, but it's because the improvements that he made on the property, not because it developed over time. And he walks into the tax office. He says, well, the bank appraisal on this says this. And they're like, well, we do by, street increases. They do all the same things you guys do. These are professional assessors. He says, so somebody's lying here. I want it figured out. Walks into the tax office. The city of Wilmer tax office says, I need something figured out here. Something's not right. He says, one of these things is not like the other. And he says, something tells me the government's trying to fuck me. Long story short, basically they went through and readjusted his property, what his property is worth on his taxes, and he ended up getting a return for his property taxes, and he started telling all his neighbors. Most of the neighbors didn't care. He's like, hey, dummies, I got money back. So, but it is what it is. It was pretty funny, though. How about them damn wildfires in California? Tex sent me a deal last night, and I was actually pulling that up. Now, you guys remember the movie Aaron Brockovich? The PG&E story, the whole 9 yards, how they were dumping, how they were illegally disposing of waste. Jeff, what's happening? Jeff, I've told you before, it's KAG. Keep America Great 2020. Yeah. So, there's 3 million people in California without power. All right. It says that poor forest management has created concern for power company during high winds. All unlimited liability if forest fire starts, which means power company would get sued for downlines, but Forest Management Service has a no-touch policy, so the power companies shut it down during the windstorms. And yeah, what do you think of that? Now, I got the privilege when I went out to California with Redneck Tech. He's got family that lives out there, and we went and I got to see some really scenic parts of California. California, if it wasn't such a shithole in the cities, the outer regions of California are absolutely gorgeous. Like we were up in the mountains. We were at like 6,500 feet elevation. And it is absolutely gorgeous up there. I mean, I couldn't live up there. Jeepers Christ, it felt like somebody was like squeezing my lungs. I couldn't hardly breathe up there. Fires do not start. Oh, no. What they're saying is because of the fact that the areas around the forestries, around the forest have been so poorly managed, as far as taking care of the power lines and stuff like that, that with the high winds that are happening right now, the only answer they had was to shut the stuff off because of the fact that they chose not to do the maintenance. There is a fire hazard. There's a big fire hazard right now. Representative Doug, and this is directly from him in his Facebook post, Doug LaMalfa, on the PG&E public safety power shutoff, it seems that California, which fancies itself as a top-of-the-world economies, is becoming a third-world country, expecting the power to stay on when the wind blows isn't the gain of a leap for mankind, yet here after 50 years after the first moon landing, having great inconvenience and personal or economic loss for many of our residents, with only a few rare exceptions. There haven't been such huge problems until the last few years. Decades of frivolous lawsuits, foot dragging, bureaucracies, and a virtual no-touch forest policy have coupled with erroneous regulations on utilities on what kind of electricity to generate, it has also come to roost. We are all now paying the price for years of mandates and lawsuits that prevent sensible policy in regard to electricity generation and delivery, as well as hindering forest practices to help stay clear of the grid and provide fire breaks and buffers to communities when fires do occur in a forest. I've been preaching it my entire time in office. We passed good baseline regulations through a reluctant California legislature. I fought for it through my efforts in Congress. We have changed laws to speed up clearing dangerous trees near power lines that could cause fires. Now we need to enable U.S. Forest Service and utilities to do work in a legal and timely manner so we can have safe power lines and provide reliable power to our homes. When I spoke with the new CEO of PG&E on Monday, I impressed upon him what they already know. They need for PG&E to improve their transmission lines so that they can deliver power reliably to their customers. I am receiving dozens of calls from frustrated and angry constituents who are perplexed by the situation happening in 2019. It was clear from that conversation that these shutoffs are about to prevent additional fires and limitless liability that California law has from fires that could be caused. New laws and funding in Congress are providing a latitude of empowerment to do common sense clearing along power lines without the past major delays for permits. This really shouldn't need an act of Congress to fix. I will continue to work for solutions as long as these power outages are preventable, and our utilities should be and need to be empowered to do more to prevent potential forest fires. Okay, so basically what he's saying is this. Because of all this green bullshit that California is doing, this is my understanding of it. Thank you, Clinton. I appreciate that.
Making them dirt road dollars, way out yonder, having them holler.
So, because of the laws that have passed in California, the Forestry Service and PG&E have not been allowed to clear out safe lanes of passage for utilities. Now, mind you, they're not burying power lines underground in heavily wooded areas, because most of those areas, a lot of them are mountain terrain. I mean, you dig into rock and you put a power line down it and you fill it back in. What's going to happen to the shit you fill back in on top of rock? It washes away. All right. So let's think about this, shall we? Let's think about this. Callie should succeed. Major Advil, good to see you in here. Callie should succeed already. So basically what happened is because California, every time some animal rights activist or every time some wildlife activist starts screaming and hollering loud enough, California just makes a law and says, okay. So basically there's laws in place that keep the power company and keep the Forestry Service from being able to trim trees or cut trees out of the way, cut these things out of the way of power. And basically their hands are tied. There's nothing they can do about it. There's absolutely nothing they can do about it. So now you've got all these people without power. You've got all these people without power. Was it 3 million people? Yeah, 3 million people in California without power. And for what? Travis, good morning. Good to see you. Okay, so you've got all these people without power because these dumbass laws are in place. Maybe they should worry more about making sure people get to keep power and that their economy gets to the little bit of economy they've got left. They should make sure that stays up and running instead of worrying about paper fucking straws. which, by the way, you have to cut down trees to get. Like, oh, it's recycled paper. Where did the original paper come from, dumbasses? By the way, the pollution emitted by recycling and gathering these things and recycle, it's really not that any safer for the environment. So that is BS. So are the regular public able to cut back growth? I hate paper straws. Listen. I had my first experience. I had my first experience with paper straws in California. What a fucking joke. I am not going to California. I'm not going to California without bringing my own straw. Yeah, no, you don't want the pay. A lot of companies have said we're not doing the paper straw thing. We'll pay the fines. Literally, fuck it. The other thing, you ask every person who is in the customer service business, whether restaurants, coffee shops, or whatever, they hate the fact that in California, the customers have to ask for a straw. It drives them nuts. You're talking career people, career waiters and waitresses, who for their entire career have mandatory handed out straws. Who would get in trouble if you didn't hand out a straw? And all of a sudden, because California passes the dumbest... Let's pass a dumbass law that you can't pass out straws, paper, plastic, whatever. They have to ask for a straw. What kind of knothead comes up with these kind of stupid regulations? California, you're not allowed to use paper bags in California, but you drive along the freeway in California and literally the trash is a foot high all the way up and down the fucking freeways. And then my favorite part is in California, you see the sign that says, road work ahead, your tax dollars hard at work. And we didn't see anybody at work, but we see trash lined up a foot high along the fucking freeway. So as soon as you cross over the goddamn state line to Arizona, spotless. So, I have silicone for a home, but I should not have to take a straw with me when I go to eat. LOL. Their profits pay for those. Well, and that's the thing. The restaurants have no problems giving you a straw. They want to give you a straw. Okay, they want to give you a straw, but now they make you ask for it. It's like, that is ridiculous. So now when you put in your order in California, it's like, yeah, can I get prime rib? We'll start off with some, I don't know, whatever an appetizer would be. Can I start off with some fried mushrooms? Oh, yeah, can I get straws too, please? And not the paper kind. Tech was telling me about a buddy of his who walks around. Every time he goes to California, he's got this big ass plastic straw that says Trump. I'm gonna find me one of them next year for TwitchCon. The funny part is, though, believe it or not, we couldn't find a single person in California that was anti-Trump. We couldn't find a single person. We couldn't find a single person that agreed with the governor of California. Not a single one. There were paper straws when I was little. They used to fall apart after a while. And they crush usually. Yep. They still do. I was just there a couple weeks ago. They still do. They still fall apart. And, yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Oh, all right, guys, we're up on our first, big stretch. Damn. All right, guys, we're up at our first coffee break, so let's get that rolling. I will come back a little more in tune. I've got some coffee in me now. It's starting to flow through the veins. You know, for me, like, coffee is part of my blood flows, so if I didn't have any in there, my blood count was, like, way down. So we'll be back here in a few minutes. Get your coffee. Oh, good morning. It is Thursday morning. It's like today feels like hump day. I know yesterday was hump day, but today feels like hump day because it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm like that old dirt bike or motorcycle or three-wheeler when you're a kid, you had to always pull start. So today that's what I feel like. Jeepers Christ, hook a truck to me. Let's get this thing pull started. So we'll be right back.
Country road, take me home to a backwoods creek down a long dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong.
I represent the country. Yeah, I love the slums. Raised off in the sticks, man, this is where I come from. Love crackling cornbread, collar and corn-fed. Southern by the grace of God, and when I'm gone, country dead. I ride them dirt roads sometime to reach that destination. Ducked off in Jones Wood, it's like I'm always on vacation. Blaze up the bonfire, calling up my country folk. Just filled up that mason jar, light the pine and take a smoke. It's all good, we all fine. Big Marcus brought the moonshine. Kid Rock in the dashboard, peaches shaking in the moonlight. It's something about them back roads stretching out across the county line. It takes me back to my days of young when my grandma was my sunshine. I love all the things that the country bring. Backwood riding little country lane on the front porch with my girl and kids. Cause the smell of an evening country rain may not mean that much to some, but to me it's where my heart belongs. I'm calling on them country roads, them the ones that take me home.
Country road, take me home, to a backwoods creek, down a long dirt road, sideways down that old dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong.
Them country roads mean a lot to me. Georgia Mountains, Carolinas, Cherokee, Smoky Mountains in the hills of Tennessee. If you ride with me, you probably agree it's like something good, like something sweet, like something great, like Mama's tea. Raised to be how I wanted to be. At the end of the road, the sun sets for free. Not trying to put down no city, but these country roads are so pretty. Times I feel so young for what I know, and there's no place like home. I like to hear some creek water flowing down. That's the road I'm going. Hell yeah, that's where I belong. While we're getting there, we all singing along.
Country road, take me home, to a backwoods creek, down a long dirt road, sideways down that old dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong. Country road, take me home to a backwoods creek, sideways down that old dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong.
I might die tonight, but if I do, I'ma be okay. And if I die tonight, at least I stood by the stuff I said. I got 2 graves dug, one for me and one for the motherfucker standing in my way. And if I die tonight, at least I can say I never ran away. Yeah, 6 foot deep, deep, deep in the cut. Shoveling the tarp, rolled up in the truck. Couple low bikers and they know what's up. Spin my iTunes check on getting people roughed up. And the child molester might end up in the mud. Bones in the shit of a couple wild boys. Teeth buried in the light of a little white church. I be somewhere, dog, GPS don't work. Where the cops all do things a little bit dirty, but they stay on my team, I got that baby face money. Y'all can buy all their jewelry, I'll invest in my community. Put a bunker in the ground, fill it up with plenty shiny things. I got brass for days, pit bulls with teeth, so razor sharp. You think my female slept with a great white shark? And I ain't tryna brag, but my A-team too big. Some crazy motherfuckers on that 1900 shit. It's time for a change, yeah, I came with some buddies who don't mind getting muddy and bloody and standing for something and putting some sense into this corrupt country. Go ahead, big dog, come over here and say something. I might die tonight, but if I do, I'ma be okay. And if I die tonight, at least I stood by the stuff I said. I got 2 graves dug, one for me and one for the motherfucker standing in my way. And if I die tonight, at least I can say I never ran away. You could get it, I'ma fight to the death of me. I ain't never been on the run from an enemy. Heavily armed to the teeth, got an army with me, and I'm ready to die if you threaten me. AKs, ARs, you ain't who you say you are. Bullets start flying, putting ghosts in the graveyard. Full moon lighting up the battlefield. Battle to my last breath and my blood splatter here. Just breathe a minute, just think a minute. You don't wanna go to war. Or we can get it, yeah, we can bring it right to your front door. I don't think you wanna go that route. I ain't known to fuck around, fuck around. I'ma throw 100 rounds, put your cold body in the fucking ground. Get the point, bitch, when I hit you with the hollow round. What the fuck you talking about? I don't wanna talk about it. Leave your body right there, laying with some chalk around it. Why I gotta go so hard? Why you so fucking soft? All your men running, bitch, you already fucking lost. I might die tonight, but if I do, I'ma be okay. And if I die tonight, at least I stood by the stuff I said. I got 2 graves dug, one for me and one for the motherfucker standing in my way. And if I die tonight, at least I can say I never ran away. I never ran away.
Now, baby, this country living made me think I never wanna see the light. Yeah, we talk slow, most of us poor, but I think I found paradise. Now, baby, this country living made me think I never wanna see the light. Yeah, we talk slow, most of us poor, but I think I found paradise, paradise.
You'll never catch me straight laid back, all up in the Maybach. That don't make the work booze face that. I'd rather be up in the 81 Chevy with the A-track, bumping that way back, rolling clean like Ajax, rolling through Savannah with a Vanna like I'm Sajak. Hey, Pat, I know that you hate that, but the haters looking at me like they don't.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Invasion Nation Morning Show. It is me, it is Redneck, bringing it to you loud and proud. Brought to you by Romaine Berg down in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thankful that those guys are on board and helping me out. No Pond Salon in downtown New London. And KJ's Quick Stop in Candy, Minnesota, as well as Iams Garage. So, with that being said, what is shaking? What's shaking? Good morning. Good morning. Look at there. It's done scared everybody off this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, the chat room has died. It has died. It has died. Let me put out the call. Get up! It's morning time. I should be talking the last segment. I was just dead. Thank you, Clinton. I appreciate that.
Making them dirt road dollars. Way out yonder, having them holler.
So as you guys know, we're $104 closer to the Redneck Ice Castle. Remember you was OTP with version. Yeah. So we're $104 close to the Redneck Ice Castle. I'm definitely trying to make this whole situation happen. Even working with the stuff I got, just need a little help getting a little further. So, I'm kind of looking forward to this. Lurking while working. What is that? The Redneck Ice Castle is this, okay? Where exactly are you from, Zen? Because I'm from Minnesota, and here in Minnesota, we do what's called ice fishing. Okay, I can't afford, okay, Virginia. So I can't afford a Glacier Fish House or anything like that. So I am making my own out of a late 60s, early 70s camper that I bought for $150. And what I'm doing is I'm converting this thing to live on the ice for the majority of the winter. I will come back to the studio to do the morning show. But for the most part, I will definitely be in the fish house the majority of the winter. So the $2,500 is to help get it built and help out with some propane costs, things like that. I don't have it here. I'm going to pick it up this weekend. I was going to pick it up last weekend and just ran out of time. So, Gus says, I just had a message from Jerry. She says hi to all. She has more doctor appointments today. Well, tell Jerry we all said hi, and we hope that the doctor's appointments turn out in her favor today. So, but yes, I do have it. I'm going to get it here this weekend. I'm going to take some pictures of it, so y'all can see it next week. I've got to put some plywood insulation on the floors. I may have to make a door on it so I can get my recliners in there. I don't think I can get the recliners in through the door that are there. So, yeah, definitely going to be doing that, building that. I don't know, maybe over the years I might just end up liking this thing and not go get a ice castle. I might just keep this camper set up. Who knows? So this is my thing with that. So I'm going to definitely be in there. I've got the heater already. I've got the bed. The camper is completely gutted. Everything but the bathroom. Left the bathroom facility in there so that way you don't have to go out and pop a squat on the ice. You know, basically the way you do it ice fishing is you crap in a plastic bag, tie it up, throw it out on the ice, and it's frozen within a few minutes. So, yeah. I am going to be doing some upgrades throughout the years. Like, eventually it will have a drop axle system on it. I've actually kind of come... No, I'm actually thinking about that, Clinton. That thing is awfully heavy, though. I mean, that's going to add about 600 pounds to this fish house, and with the other gear in there, that makes for another 1,000 pounds for the weight. But I think I might do it. I'll have to get me some firewood. I think my neighbor's got some. I might do that just to keep the propane cost down. And the nice thing about the wood stove is the wood stove has a heater or has a fan motor on it. So at the very least, as long as I run it during the day, it'll keep my propane cost way down. So, That'll be the intention for that. So, I mean, the thing is, for as big as it is, it's not going to have a lot of holes. It's not going to have a lot of holes in it. So, what brand is the camper? I don't know. I guess I never looked. Like, legitimately, a buddy of mine just kind of had this as a bunkhouse for mudding. And then he sold it to another buddy of mine who bought it with the intentions to sell it to me because he knew I was looking for a gutted out camper. I was going to gut out a camper for a fish house this year. Yeah, it's from the late 60s, early 70s. It's a 24-foot camper. So, but I'm going to have an actual bed in it. I don't want to build one of them cheap ass bunks. That's the other thing I don't understand. While Glacier's gone to actually putting what do you call it, like them Tempur-Pedic mattresses in theirs. If you have the lower down bunk, they actually went to putting a Tempur-Pedic mattress on it. So, yeah. And then I've got a couple of swivel rockers that I'm going to put in there, and the lighting system's going to run two different ways. I'm going to have a 12-volt light system in there that way I'm trying to make it so I don't have to run the generator throughout the night. I've got 3 deep cycle batteries that I'll be able to use. So what I'll do is I'll just run one battery at a time, and then when the dance pole, you don't want to see this on a dance pole, I promise. Nope. Time for me to go put the daughter on the bus. Y'all have a great day. All right, Clinton. We'll catch you on the flip side if you make it back. Yeah. No, I actually, here's the thing. I've done enough ice fishing.
No,
God! I love that one.
No,
that was
God,
my favorite.
Please, no, no,
Clint's like, no dance pole.
no.
My sentiments exactly. So here's the thing with the whole deal with that is I don't like doing the sit in a really tight shack and sitting upright, not being able to kick your legs out. I like being comfortable enough to where I can just sit there in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt or a sleeveless t-shirt, and yeah, I watch TV or do whatever. So, but the thing is my other intention is part of this money goes to setting it up so I can stream from in there on a 24-hour basis. I would like to set a precedence and like do a 48 or 72-hour stream from in there. So we'll see what happens. I'm actually taking the generator in today to get it serviced. I have an ice auger. Problem is I can't get an extension for it because this thing's like really old. So I have to bring that. I'm going to bring that in and get it serviced just in case we don't hit our goal. And I'll have to figure out how to make it work. The problem is the ice got so thick last year that as thick as the ice was, it barely made it. And I may have to figure out how I can move the camper back and forth in order to drill the holes out. But in other news, it should be pretty interesting going into 2020 to see how things play out. I'm kind of curious as to you know, what's going to happen. Not only, I mean, the president's seat, I'm not really worried about. I mean, and it's, I mean, Donald Trump won the 2016 election with 95% bad press. So this press now, and with the American public being tired of the conspiracy theory bullshit from Democrats, why? Why? For the love of God, why?
Do you suck dicks?
Sir, no, sir.
Bullshit, I'll bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Sir, no, sir.
Debbie 74. What is happening? Found a soundboard. Coming here just swanging. So, I'm going to do something special for everybody who subscribes next month. It'll be our 8th month anniversary here on the air. So, I'm going to do something a little special for y'all. Those y'all who when we come into subscriptions, I'm going to do something a little special for y'all. Something I really want to do. And yeah, say hello before I head to PT. Well, good morning, Tanya. Good to see you. Welcome back to the Invasion Nation Morning Show. Let's see. Yeah. Dang, it must be hump day for everybody today. I think it's because tomorrow's Friday and everybody just wish it'd be tomorrow already. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that figure right there. So, I'm trying to verify a story that I found. Somebody just sent it to me last minute here, and I'm trying to verify it. I don't like just putting stuff out there. You guys know me better than that. But as you guys know, there's been rumors of people like Jesse Ventura and Hillary Clinton, and everybody's saying that they're going to come out and run. Nobody's made an official announcement yet, but somebody's trying to tell me that Hillary Clinton has now made it an official announcement, but I think all that's left is the comment that old Hillary had said about how she wanted to come and beat Donald Trump again. So, and I'm not finding any verification or any reliability to the site that is posting this, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Yeah. Thirsty Thursday. Is that what it is? Thirsty Thursday today? As you can see, I had to do the supersized coffee. The old Redneck Invasion Tell. But don't forget to check us out on, I know I haven't been doing a whole lot, but we do have the Invasion Nation community group there. Speaking of that, guys, make sure that you're verifying the stories that you're posting on the Invasion Nation group page on Facebook. Don't just fall for the clickbait. Make sure you're verifying the source, because here's what's happening now. Facebook, since haven't been posting or doing much for videos on there, Facebook is now coming after us for false news stories being posted up on Facebook. Okay, mind you, I know they come from Facebook. Okay, mind you, I know they come from Facebook, but guys, make sure you read through this stuff. Check out the sources on it, because here's what they're going to do. Because they hold me liable for what you guys are posting. So what'll happen is the thing is by posting certain stories on there, what'll happen is they'll just pull the page down. We're getting warnings quite a bit right now, so that one's just store. I'm starting to learn some of these, so that one's might help if I got into the right deal here. There you go. Got you playing in the shop. Mexican Bob and I are smoking brisket and doing end of the year maintenance next week. Will be the last week until March. Nice. Hey, Bob, this one's for you, buddy.
Do you suck dicks?
Sir, no, sir.
Bullshit, I'll bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Sir, no, sir.
I think it was earlier this year when we first started this, I was doing that. Bob was walking around the shop going, Mexican Bob was going around the shop going, do you suck dick? See if I get this one down. I think this is... Yeah. There's a link to... If you're not involved, you can get involved. We have a community page. I know a lot of people on Twitch use Discord. I don't use Discord. We do... we've got a community page on Facebook where everybody can communicate with each other and things like that. I know lots of people on Twitch like the Discord, but I can't figure it out, and I feel bad if I can't keep up with people. And I've been on Facebook now for 6 years doing the Redneck Invasion thing, so look at there. Car parts guy got the Bill Pond one out. Look at this. Between all of us, we'll get it figured out. I figured out how to time people out and block people, and between the Invasion Nation, we'll know how to put up links. So we also have, we're rebroadcasted on Facebook and YouTube. So that way we've got a collective audience all the way around. But if you want to get on here and you want to chat with old Redneck, you get on the twitch.tv set up here, and it's really easy. The thing is with Twitch is I think a lot of people don't quite understand, because logging in, you got to put, I'm in the just chatting category mostly. Well, actually all the time. So you just get in the just chatting category. Oh, yeah! Badger, what's happening? Welcome to the Invasion Nation Morning Show. You get in, and here's the thing. You get on there and you choose just chatting, and choose a couple other ones that you want to get into. Most of the people that get on here for this deal, you just get on and do the just chatting part. And I mean, there's a whole ton of stuff out here. You got guys fishing, you got people talking, and you pretty much find any arts and crafts type stuff on there. There's a few guys in the fishing community I watch that build stuff. Fuzzy Jigs, he does his jigs. Wolf from Custom Rods is one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites. And then you've got Fox Outdoors. Fox is always doing the OG of the channel. Fox is always, and he's doing some backyard stuff, putting stuff together. So, but yeah, that's that's kind of what's going on, with these guys on here. So the thing is I've got people who are teaching their parents and things like that how to use it. Uh-oh. Well, that one's going to be way too long. So, as you guys know, Donald Trump is here in Minneapolis tonight. Donald Trump is going to be here in Minneapolis. There's already a line developing. They said there's over 100 people down there right now in the skyways. Aladdin's girl came in and told us that they're not allowing the United States flag or the Trump flags in the skyways. So it's like, really? They're not allowing the news media in there. It's like way to oppress people who support our United States president. I mean, that's really smart. Let's just keep oppressing these people. See, this is what happens. One thing I know about Americans, and one thing I've known, of course, I've been an American my entire life. But one thing, when you tell us we're not supposed to, or we can't, or you shouldn't vote for this guy, we're going to vote for the son of a bitch. I mean, seriously. I don't think mainstream media has figured that out. The more you hate on somebody like that, America loves an underdog. And I mean, if you guys remember, I am but. Wow. Badger, you're coming out with some serious Lance girl says, watch me. Badger's coming out with some really intelligent stuff here. I have no idea why. I don't know. I mean, they were making up so many dumbass policies coming down there, trying to deter people from coming down there. But the funny part is they wanted $530,000 for security for this rally. Now, mind you, Minneapolis hosted the Super Bowl. Okay. And they've also hosted the Final Four. And they ate the security on all that. Why do they do that? Because it generates revenue for the city. Damn. If I didn't work tonight, I'd be driving over there right now. I don't think Lolly and I are going. We really wanted to. We were seriously thinking about it, but it's like I just don't want to go down there and stand there for hours on end just to be told that you're not getting in. And then being stuck somewhere where you can't hear it, I don't know. I mean, seriously. This is getting ridiculous. I'll be honest with you right now. I'm actually ashamed to be a Minnesotan with the bad press that we're giving our president. If you would have done any of this to Barack Obama right now, you would be called racist. You would be called a hate monger. I mean, seriously. We got Mayor Fucktard down there making a complete disrespectful disgrace of Minnesota. I don't want that asshole. This asshole is all over all over the news worldwide right now, and I don't want this dickhead representing Minnesota. He's a piece of shit. I always respect a public official's office, but that dude right there, I respect the office, but I tell you what I'm going to do. If I ever see that dude in person, I'm going to tell him he's a piece of shit to his face. I would be the first one to stand there and say, you're a piece of shit, man. You were a disgrace to public office. There's a mutual respect to be had. And ever since Donald Trump has gotten in, a lot of public officials have showed their true face. I mean, seriously, how do you go about disrespecting the commander-in-chief of your country, the guy who's responsible for our sons and daughters who are over there on the front lines. The guy who's responsible for the best economy we've had in years, best economy of all time, lowest unemployment rate of all time. How do you disrespect somebody like that? I understand if you're on opposite political lines, make it known that you're on opposite sides of political lines, but you don't be disrespectful. The thing is, if I came out and disrespected this mayor, they would be having my ass. Oh, wait, I am disrespecting him because that's about what he's earned. Here, the Minneapolis mayor has deemed the term and the name, coined the name, Mayor Fucktard. That is exactly what he has coined the term. Chris, you're absolutely right. They should be honored that the president is making this a campaign stop. Not only that, his intentions are not only to make a stop here, but to generate business for the city of Minneapolis. Why don't you look at the sales, the business spikes when Donald Trump comes into our area? Why don't you ask the city of Duluth why they weren't bitching about footing the bill for Donald Trump being up there? Ask the city of Duluth. Oh, that's right. Duluth needs the revenue. And they got that. People driving from all over the United States. People coming down from Canada. Stand united for all. They don't stand united for all residents. Bullshit. Yeah, no. I'm not going with it. Yeah, I just don't get that. I don't understand that. We're taught all our lives growing up, taught all our lives to be respectful. And these people are supposed to be the examples. We're taught to tell the truth. And these people are supposed to be the examples. Donald Trump came out in 2015 in his election calling everybody out for all their lying, all their bullshit, mainstream media, calling out Congress for not doing a single thing for the country but lining their own pockets, draining the swamp. Okay? Even quoted a Bible, passing laws and making laws that they themselves cannot follow. And here's the thing. You know, he calls all of them out. Is he perfect? No. No. There's lots of things that Donald Trump does that I don't agree with. There's lots of stuff in his personal life that I don't agree with. But you know what? He's our president.
Oh, yeah!
And I voted for him. I am Fox Mulder. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being part of this. As far as the president goes, he is our president. I voted for him because I wanted something to change in this country. Many before Donald Trump had promised to make change, and none of them delivered. The changes they made put me further and further in the poorhouse. I stopped standing as a Democrat during the Clinton administration because I seen the damage that was being done by Democrats. I seen people being put in situations that they could not afford that would mess them up for the rest of their lives. I do not ever want to see that again. And here's my problem. I took a chance with Donald Trump because I thought he would bring honest change. One thing about Donald Trump is he has been in politics for as long as I can remember. Not in, but had commentary on politics. And, I remember him back during the Clinton regime when he was talking about how China was a bad deal. China was only going to hurt the United States. That they were going to get very rich, and I remember this, I think he said this verbatim, they are going to get very rich, and the American people are going to get very poor. And he wasn't lying. Everybody was hush-hush about the trade agreements that we had with China, except Donald Trump, and he came out swinging. The Iran nuclear deal, he said, is very bad for the United States. And he called it out. With 95% bad press, that should tell you something, politicians. America has had enough of your shit. Verbatim, we've had enough of your shit. And every time somebody like Donald Trump is presented, this is why AOC and Tlaib and a few other of these people got elected. Because they're going outside mainstream politics to bring people in. Unfortunately, Donald Trump, out of the 5 freshman politicians that were elected, Donald Trump was the only one to actually do what he campaigned on, to make change. Good change. Change that isn't going to bankrupt the people. People are legitimately prospering. Businesses are legitimately growing. And they're being held accountable. You have battles going on all across the United States for employment. You have battles going on all across the United States for employment. People are being forced to raise wages, to give better benefits, better incentives to employees. So, Port Rock says the major is denying the citizens the civil right democracy he's melding. The mayor is denying the citizens the right to a civil democracy. He's meddling in the 2020 election. Must investigate the mayor. And then we go waste their time with Mayor Fucktard. He's what we call a studio mayor. He looks good in front of the camera. That's why he's there. I am Fox Boulder. I live in Akron and urban Ohio. Been ruined by Democrats. I didn't vote for Trump, but I support him now. Fox, I will tell you this. You are not the only one. You are not the only one. I know so many people. I know so many people right now that are the same way. I know lots of people who didn't vote for Donald Trump in 2016. But now that the way the economy is and everything that is happening, they're voting for Donald Trump. He only lost by 1.5% here in Minnesota in 2016. I think this year he wins by a landslide. There is not, unless they're just ignorant people or people who just plain don't like Donald Trump, everybody I've talked to in Minnesota is voting for him. And here's the thing. I ask people flat out, why don't you like Donald Trump? And they say, well, he's racist. Well, how's he racist? Because he wants to build a wall. I said, isn't that national security? Don't you have walls around your house? Do you leave your doors wide open on your house when you leave? Well, no. Do you have a security alarm in your house? Yeah. Do you carry a gun to protect yourself? Yeah. So why is it bad for Donald Trump to actually do what every president has charged you a fuck ton of tax money to do and promised to do the same thing? I said every president builds a piece of the wall. Donald Trump's just trying to build the whole damn wall in one shot. Why is that wrong? And then they get pissed off because you prove them wrong. JP Earthlings, thank you all for your service and God bless you all. My son serves in the Navy and all I know is our president has given our servicemen and women everything they need to protect all of us and given us our freedoms. We need strong people with a backbone like our current president. I feel my son is well protected. Thanks, Redneck Invasion. JP Earthlings, thank you for tuning in this morning, and you were exactly right. I have friends and family in the military service, and they said they've never felt more proud and more able to do their job than under the Donald Trump regime. Under the Donald Trump administration, the military actually feels like they're getting everything. They don't have to file a shit ton of paperwork and wait for months to get parts or get new equipment or things like that. You know, they've got manufacturing plants building new military equipment at all-time high. The R&D department for the military, all branches of services going through the roof again. So, we need children's services held accountable, but Trump is working on it. Absolutely, Fox. You are 100% correct. I'm a doctor. Welcome back. Good to see you. What's happening? Red pulling up the spot like, yo, farts, I'm going to steal yo, girl. I thought it was rigged until Hillary lost. They can't answer. If you ask if Islam is right about women, they are speechless. Well, yeah. And here's the thing. I think with Ilhan Omar's recent divorce and accusations of an affair, I think she's going to lose a shit ton of her constituents. She's been awfully quiet lately, other than the criticism of Joe Biden, which I think is a political move for her. How many miles you driving today? Actually, today is a short day for me. I'm only going to do... I'm a doctor. I'm working on that. I'm currently getting a vehicle done right now. And when I get it set up, I'm going to set it up to where I can stream from it. I've got to get a different Weeboost set up. I need the over-the-road Weeboost set up. We bought the other one, which is really good for like in town and stuff like that. But the antenna is the issue that I have. I've got a few of my truck driver buddies out looking for the over-the-road antenna, which I'm going to permanently mount to this car. So, and then I'll have TTS, of course, run through the stereo system. So, but I have figured out a way to do that. You know, I'm gearing really hard towards the Redneck Fish House. I'm actually going back down to 4-day work weeks for now to try and get some actual streaming in from the Redneck Fish House. So, Muskie Fisher, what's happening? Good morning. My big thing is this. Even if you don't like Donald Trump as a person, you've got to respect what he's done as a president. Nobody can tell me what he has done bad as a president. Other than, you know, guys like me who think that his a few things that he's done with gun control is bullshit. But, you know, I think that was in to get the Second Chance Act pushed through. So, yep, maybe he flaps his lips too much, but who doesn't? But results are results. I'm a doctor. You are absolutely correct in that. Results are results. The stock market has had record highs. The stock market has broken its own record for highs. How many times since the president's election 3 years ago? I mean, when I'm talking to real estate agents and they're telling me that right now in my area, that real estate in my area right now it's hard to find houses for sale because of the fact that people want to sell their houses. Have been able to sell them like crazy. Unemployment is at an all-time low. Wages are going up without any type of government sanction for the raise of minimum wage or better wages. Health benefits. Companies are getting better health insurance to entice people to come work for them. I do real estate in New England, Boston area. The market is insane. I bet it is. Well, and the people who think he hasn't done a damn thing are the people sitting on their asses at home not doing anything with their life. Because Donald Trump isn't handing them any more money for sitting on their asses. But what he is doing is he's taking care of senior citizens. What he is doing is dropping prescription drug costs. What he is doing is getting veterans better health care, better benefits. That's what he's doing. The people who earn their place in society. The people who are sitting at home doing nothing. No, he ain't going to do shit for him. He don't give a fuck. He's like, get off your ass and work. You know, and people look down on him because he got money from his dad, but he had to earn that spot with his father, too. I mean, don't be mad at a guy because he was privileged enough to come up in a family who had money. I hate that. I used to think because when I was a Democrat, that was a bad thing. If you came from a family with money, you were born with a silver spoon in your ass, and you were my enemy. But you know what? You need to, those people who grew up in money, you know what? They need to take advantage of that fact. They need to keep that legacy going for their family. I'm not mad at them. Somebody somewhere down the line worked their ass off for that money. Now, if they're out there like Donald Trump, he didn't just squat. He could have been like a Paris Hilton or something, sit on his ass, do nothing. Party squandered off, but what did Donald Trump do? He continued to invest and find businesses. I mean, the guy created the Miss USA pageant, the Miss Universe pageant, and people are like, oh my God, that's such a sexist thing. Well, is it? They don't mandatory anybody to participate in it. And it's really brought huge economies to a lot of the poorer countries, like the Miss Universe pageant. Donald Trump targeted areas that needed money. So he would bring this pageant there so they could make money, so they could generate revenue. You know, Donald Trump is, he of course, he's had, you know, here's the thing. Donald Trump has had bad business deals. I've invested in bad businesses. I just did a few years ago. I invested in something that everybody told me not to invest in. But my heart was more in it than my brains were. Just because of the people that were involved. It turned out to be a bad business deal. It didn't work. And I lost money. I lost a considerable chunk of change doing it. But you know what? You live and you learn. Does that make me a failed businessman? No. You know, there's no reward if you don't take a risk. There's no reward if you don't take a risk. And if you're not willing to take a risk, don't bitch about somebody else taking a risk and losing. So, I think I was still crying about, listen, I'm a doctor. I've worked in a shop. I've been a driver most of my life, and I'm telling you that there is way worse than that has come out in mechanic shops, and you should hear the shit back in the day when people actually used CB radios. You should have heard the shit that came out on that radio. Especially at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when you knew there wasn't a whole lot of non-truck drivers listening. There was some crazy ass shit you could set on that radio. Man. I'm not even lying to you. And any truck driver who's been around a while with their greatest weight and salt will tell you, yeah, there's some shit used to come on there. You used to just turn the damn radio off because it got fucking raunchy. I'm a fox. I'm a woman, and I'm not offended by the pussy comment. Those were women who wanted rich dudes to grab. And that's the thing. How many, you guys remember back in the day, how many women still to this day, I mean, I run a Snapchat page. I run a community Snapchat page. You know how many women post up on there that they want a sugar daddy? If they want, they'll let whoever, as long as they get money, do what they want, as long as they get money. Isn't that just a form of prostitution? I don't know. I help my kids out the best I can. If I was a billionaire, I'd be giving them help, all the help I could. Exactly. Who doesn't want better for their kids than what they had? Who doesn't want that? I mean, don't get me wrong. My son is, he's a young rebel boy. He's out doing his thing. Can't get his head out of his ass for nothing, but he's 21 years old. At 21 years old, yeah, okay. I was a little different. I had a business, but it's not saying that I wasn't out. It's not to saying that I wasn't out partying and raising Cain. I mean, shit. At 21 years old, I already had a prison sentence under my belt. And that's the truth of the matter. I mean, I want better for my son, and to his credit, he's only been to jail. He's done one overnighter in his life, and I'm thankful for that. And he's learned from that. But the thing is when it comes down to it, I want better for my son, and I'm going to help him out. But I know right now that if I handed my son $1,000, he would invest it. He'd just go out and try and impress his friends. That's why I won't hand my son $1,000. Lance Girl says, I don't want a sugar daddy that requires sex for his money. Yeah. Stooley3 says, I laugh at Baron Trump giving 87% of his estate to his foundation, but when I thought about how rich his kids already are and how much 3% is. Oh, Baron Hilton? Yeah. But, again, his kids are filthy, stinking rich, and they have no intentions of working for anything. They don't have any. I mean, Donald Trump his dad handed him everything. Why? Because he was willing to work. Donald Trump proved that he wanted everything by taking in a small investment his dad made, and he said, you need to make money with this. And I forgot what it was he invested in, but he said, you need to make money with this in a year. You need to pay this loan back in a year. And Donald Trump did that very thing. Got to go get tortured now. I F that up. Hey, listen, Stooley, you're in the right place. I F a lot of things up. And you can say fucked here. You can even type it out in the chat. I promise I'm not going to ban you for it. You might just have to change your settings. Twitch has changed the settings on it, so you have to go into your settings and change that around. So, Bubba, good morning. What's happening? Matt Rand says, I had a friend who was slamming Trump for his comments about women, but the same guy was an avid Howard Stern fan. Are you kidding me? He doesn't talk to me anymore after I set him straight. How can you criticize Donald Trump for one comment if you're a Howard Stern fan? I remember Howard Stern when he was on the radio here in Minnesota, and they said he could no longer broadcast on Minnesota stations because of the fact that we were a quote-unquote family-based state. And he was too provocative. You're talking about Donald Stern, or Howard Stern, sorry. Donald Stern, there you go. Howard Stern, the guy who was famous, who got his claim to fame for uncensored radio. The guy who gave a woman an orgasm on air by having her sit on the subwoofer of her stereo speaker. Everybody thought he just did that for a movie. No, that's a legit deal. That is a real deal. Howard Stern did that. He did that very thing. And that's what made him famous. When they realized the fact that he had no gloves on and that he was going to go, that's why he's the highest paid DJ in the country right now. Or in the world, for that matter. Oh, yeah. He has women completely and totally nude on his show. They used to broadcast his studio on cable TV. And, I mean, seriously. Was it Sirius XM now? They pay him a fuck ton of money every year to be on the air. But yeah, that was the whole thing. It was they would do the Howard Stern show, and I mean literally, and I mean he would take women and get them to make out with each other and do all sorts of ridiculous shit on his show. They called him the original shock jock is what they called him. Because the stuff he was doing on air was never done before. But Democrats think Donald Trump is worse. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't somebody get a hold of Howard Stern and see if he'll run for president next? Liberals are dangerous. You think? They hurt themselves. That's why they gotta have somebody else hold their hands. Oh. Look at there. It's 9 o'clock, coffee break time. And we will come back here shortly. So get your coffee break emojis up there. We will be right back. I definitely need another cup of coffee. Like that hypocrite Jimmy Kimmel that used to do the Man Show. No shit. Thank you for pointing that out. Absolutely 100% correct right there.
Right now, I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable. Grab your loved ones, or grab your love partner. And if you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow after me. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with them. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Gonna throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it. Let's have some fun. To the left now. To the right. Now take your left hand and put it on your side. Gonna roll your shoulders. Do the slip and slide. This next part's my favorite part, cause it's time to shine. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with them. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Gonna throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it. It's simple, you can do it. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Now cool down, have a good time. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Do the butterfly, have a good time. Round, round, round and round you go. It's time to show out right now and take to the floor. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with them. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Gonna throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it. Take it down now, take it down now. Take it down now, take it down now. Bring it up now, bring it up now. Bring it up now, bring it up now. Take it down and crisscross. Bring it up now, crisscross. Do whatever you like right here. Just have fun. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with them. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Gonna throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it. That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? That was not so bad. so bad, was it? Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with him. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it.
Yeah, I caught a crackhead stealing my stereo last night on my patio. I caught a crackhead stealing my stereo last night on my patio. She put my TV in a sack. My Xbox was attached. She tried to go sell it for a little bit of crack. She's high as a horse, smoking crack, of course. She got it in the back alley with other crack whores. She says she ain't on nothing, but she tweaking on something. She says she ain't on nothing, but she tweaking on something. She lives in a trailer for crack, she does sex favors. She's got a lot of babies, her life's a disaster. She got a flat booty and she got no boobies, but she'll sell her coochie, that thing it smells like sushi. She says she ain't on nothing, but she tweaking on something. She says she ain't on nothing, but she tweaking on something. I caught a crackhead stealing my stereo last night on my patio. I caught a crackhead stealing my stereo last night on my patio. I got a crackhead caught a crackhead.
From the dirt roads to the city lights, I done my dirt, cold shitty life. Before the rooster crows, I'm up getting mine. I bring the country to the city, elbows and dimes. Well, some bitch, look what them boys done come with. Then fuck the fame, man, I'm cool off that dumb shit. Born in the boons and sticks got me this far. You've come from the hills, you leave with a few scars. I wasn't stacking racks, I was stacking car tires. I marked my land with
Thank you for the host.
wire. Seems like since we was kids, we was hardwired to drink whiskey and bar fights and start fires. Out in my shop, I got something to ranch on. And out in my crop, I got something to stench on. Sport a car hard, bitches got something to clench on. And you can't tell me nothing, homeboy, I'm too headstrong. And we was tired of the same shit, all you lame kids, so we made our own.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Invasion Nation Morning Show, brought to you by yours truly, the Redneck himself. Also brought to you in part by KJ's Quick Stop, Iams Garage, Candy, Minnesota. Keep me going every day. Romaine Berg out of Minneapolis. If you have a business, you owe it to yourself to see what Romaine Berg can do for you, as well as Mill Pond Salon in scenic downtown New London. Get your big city salon experience in a small town atmosphere and small town prices. So, yeah. What do we got going on here? Travel Buddy, good morning. THGB, good morning. Welcome to the Invasion Nation Morning Show. Good to see y'all. Making a beard brother proud. And I just cut this off a couple months ago to get equipment for the old Invasion Nation here. So Matt Ram, Redneck Tech, and I all went in and got got our beards whacked off at the Mill Pond Salon. And don't worry, everybody, the waxing is still going to happen. Everybody's been really busy, so we're trying to get everything set down. So, I ever watched Lift Wheel on here. I'm glad I found this one. Well, thank you, Fox. I greatly appreciate it. I ever read Fox. I wouldn't either. He always tells me that he would divorce me if he could, but it's too expensive. We just laugh. It's just our humor. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Ruger Wife, thank you very much for putting all that out there. Don't forget to check us out on all other forms of social media. Also, don't forget to show your love and support by doing this. As you're doing this, you guys going over to the redneckinvasion.org store, you are supporting. All right. Thank you very much. Wesson74. I'm hoping that has to do with the... Oh, damn. All right, Dan. Come on in then. Come on in then, Dan. Damn. Full swing. Don't forget, guys, when you support the InvasionNation.org store or the RedneckInvasion.org store, you are also supporting small town vendors. So, Dan, greatly appreciate you. And your boy Wolfram got one, huh? Nice. I got Wolfram's going to be doing me a ice fishing pole. I've already got I've got my spinning rod from him this year, so he's doing me an ice fishing rod. Dan Burgundy, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Those of y'all don't know Dan Burgundy, make sure you give him a follow. This guy is absolutely epic. This guy is a legend. And I actually got the privilege of meeting Dan. Sangreal, thank you for coming in. Good morning. Good to see you. Real quick, let me go back up here. When you guys go to the redneckinvasion.org store, these are made by local vendors. These are made by vendors. A lot of these are made by small-time vendors. So not only are you supporting the Redneck Invasion as a brand, you're supporting a small vendor. So, and that's kind of the bonus with that, but we'll be expanding that operation there too, bringing some more stuff to light. I had the privilege of meeting Dan Burgundy at TwitchCon. Dan has been absolutely epic. I've been watching some of his past streams and things like that. I had the privilege of seeing his setup that he uses on the boat, which has inspired me to do different things on the boat as far as streaming quality and things like that. Absolutely love his setup. And Dan he's just a down-to-earth guy. That's what I liked. I mean, everybody was talking about anybody from the fishing outdoors community and people from the gaming community. A lot of people know who Dan Burgundy is. So when I had the opportunity to meet him, I'm like, superstar. And he's just like me, regular guy. Absolutely phenomenal dude. So, yeah. Can't wait to go. I'm going to do some ice fishing with Dan this winter. Definitely to go over there and check out the barbecue and skills of the competition master over here. And, yeah. The Gamer's Outdoor Bass Rod. It's incredible. I don't have any pictures of my Wolfram. My wife accidentally broke the tip on mine, so we have to get it back down to him and get it fixed. What is that song? That is by Ginger Billy. And it's just type in Ginger Billy Old Town Road. And it'll come up. So, Dan, listen. I give credit where credit's due, man. I know you're an extremely busy guy at TwitchCon. You had a lot of stuff going on. The fact that you took the time to have a conversation with me, it speaks volumes. absolutely a down to earth guy. I was grateful to meet you. The fact that you took the time to show me your setup and everything. You know, it's like, man, I really want to get to hanging out with this guy. This is a good dude right here. And I don't get to say that very often about a lot of people, because I found in streaming it's a lot of people tend to be very cutthroat. Oh no. You know, they talk a good game and they're like, oh yeah, hey, we're all here. But then all of a sudden I come in swinging, you know. But the thing is, I've been in social media for 6 years now. I started out on Facebook. We've got over 20,000 followers on Facebook. We come over to Twitch because Twitch isn't, you know, Twitch isn't like cutting everybody off at the knees. You know, I can come over here, I can do my political commentary, I can be an open Trump supporter, and Twitch is not coming after me. You know, which is nice. I can bring my community of followers over here, and we're not restricted. You know, I mean, there's things that you can't do on Twitch, and we all know that. There's terms of service stuff, but they allow me the freedom to be who I am. And I love doing this. If I had the opportunity to do this full time, I would do this full time. And I'm not in the position where I could do that right now. Yeah. Let's see. I thought exactly about this right now. What the fuck when it happened with your rod? Oh yeah, we call it the curse of Travel Buddy. That's what it was. Travel Buddy was here when it happened. I was in my feelings that day. I was in my feelings in the worst way. So, Dan, oh, for sure, everyone for themselves. Some people aren't doing it for fun and passion, it shows. And Dan, that's the thing. It's for me. I love doing this. I love doing this. If I could do this all day, if I could stream all day, I've got tons of shit I can do. Unfortunately, everything costs money, and I have to go to work to make money in order to do the stuff that I do. You know, like things like cleaning out my garage with a weed whacker, with my brand new steel weed whacker and my old Craftsman leaf blower. Don't try this at home. I am a trained fuck up. All right. My favorite Twitch streamer is switching to DLive because of the cut that Twitch takes. Hey, for me, it's like this. I put content on Facebook for going on 6 years now. I've put content on Facebook for like 6 years now. And guess what? They still owe me 9 cents. The only 9 cents I've ever made. Yeah, Dan, send it to me. You know what? Give me 1 second here, Dan. I'm going to do something. As soon as I figure out how. Let's see here. Trying to figure out. As soon as I figure this out, we'll get her done. Yeah. Dan, I'm trying to make you a mod so you can post a link up, but I guess I'm not quite that smart. Oh, nope, that wasn't what we were supposed to do. That wasn't how that was supposed to work. Yeah, Dan, if you just want to whisper me the link, I will definitely do that. I can't remember how to do this. I don't have very many mods, Dan, that's the thing. So, I think I've made one person. I have 2 moderators and then Redneck Tech. But I wonder. I've only done this one other time before. Let's see here. Yeah, just send it to me in a whisper, Dan, and I will I'll repost it up there. We have a closed link set up just because of the fact that, trolling, Donald Trump supporter, trolls, that kind of stuff. Type /mod, then his name. Okay. That works. Thank you. It's not burgundy. Can anybody tell what's on my mind today? I'm sure I spelt that right. There we go. Now we got her. The weekend is almost here. You ain't lying about that. Oh, thank you very much, Dan Burgundy. So yeah, and it, like I said, it's for me. It's like this. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. There it is. We'll pull that up on the old showing screen here. Oh, nice. That is epic. Look at that. That thing is epic. Nice. Very nice. Oh, yeah, I wish I had pictures of mine to show off. I don't know if I do or not. I don't think I took pictures of it because I kept showing it live on stream. I guess I never thought to actually take pictures of it. It might be on my Instagram. I don't know. Hold on here. Oh, so anyways, hey, what's happening, Sean? No, I haven't done any fishing since I've been back from San Diego. I'm actually, I kind of think I should go out and do some when it's supposed to be snowing out. The other thing is, I don't know if my equipment's going to hold out. So, yeah. I don't know. I seen this thing. It's they called it the fish tune. Basically, somebody took a big ass pontoon and they built a ice house on top of it. Snow fishing content, please. Oh yeah, I'm. If I can figure out how to keep the equipment dry enough to do it, I'm doing it. I mean, I don't. I fish. People have seen me fish in the rain, whatever. Everybody else is flying off the lake. The only thing that chases me off the lake is fucking lightning. Lightning gets me every time, and it's only because when I was a teenager, I had a 14-foot aluminum fishing boat, and normally lightning didn't even bother me then because I tuck in close to the shore and I'd be doing bass fishing. Believe it or not, bass fishing is absolutely epic in the rain. Most people will never understand this, but it's absolutely epic in the rain. Okay, well, I was fishing and I could feel my pole was doing this number in my hand, and I'm like, oh shit. I literally jumped out of my boat, jumped on shore, and I sat there, and a guy come out of the house. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, man, the fish are hitting. So, yeah, the walleyes, it's been cool enough now. The walleyes are definitely going into shore. So it's there's been a lot of people been hammering them off of shore. I haven't gotten to my little secret spot yet. I like to wait for just before, like this weekend might be, because it's going to get just above freezing this weekend. I might go out and snag some walleyes from shore. So last night on her first cast of that thing, man, the dealership while truck gets serviced. Have a good day, everyone. Dan, thank you so much for stopping in. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, Dan's like me. He walks into a room just coming and swinging. Here, have some subs, everybody. Oh. They shut down the restroom for people in line? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Hey, Dan, just so you know, before you go here real quick, just so you know, I drive I mostly daily. I go back by I run 95 back there by Princeton, Cambridge. I run that Monday through Friday, just so you know. So maybe one of these days I'll have to get to running early, and I've got a spot I'd like to try fishing. Maybe we'll do that together one of these days. So it's a little high right now, but I hear there's fish there. So we're having issues out at the farm right now. That's what I keep looking at. I'm sorry, guys. I work on a turkey farm on the weekends, and we're having some issues out there. Okay. I am Fox Mulder. Donald Trump is in Minneapolis, Minnesota today, and the Minneapolis mayor is making it extremely inconvenient for Trump supporters. Apparently, they've shut down the restrooms for the people standing in line. Oh no, Ilhan Omar has one district here, one, and after her little affair, she has none. So, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Well, I mean, and here's the thing: they're gonna be, there's urine and stuff all over the floors and things like that. Well, assholes, you shut down the restrooms. They made people go through the Skyway. Because they don't want the Trump supporters ending up next to the protesters. They don't want the Trump supporters to be out there in front of the cameras, is what it is. Derek, what's happening? Derek, what had happened was a few weeks ago, a woman from Washington, D.C. filed for divorce from her husband, made a public statement saying that it was because her husband was having an affair with Ilhan Omar. When Ilhan Omar was confronted with it, she completely denied it, but just last week filed for divorce. So, here's what's going to happen. I will tell you exactly what's going to happen. Because the mayor of Minneapolis is going through and he's doing all this, I can tell you exactly what's going to happen with all this is somebody's going to file a lawsuit against him. And I would encourage it. They're trying to get people to leave the rally. The problem is this rally is expected to break record numbers here in Minnesota. Minnesota is bound determined to show that it is a red state. Donald Trump lost here by 1.5%, and that 1.5% that he lost by has been well made up just in the fact that the people who didn't vote for either side are now supporting Donald Trump. I know tons and tons of people, like literally a couple hundred people that I know of on a personal basis that said, I didn't vote for Donald Trump the first time around, but I'm definitely voting for him this time around. So that is what's going on. I think what's going to happen is you're probably, I bet you all over Facebook right now, there's live streams going on as far as what's going on. Let me check the old shit talker here. Ron Blades. What is happening? Thank you for the follow. I'm going to see if there's anything coming up on Facebook right now. Trying to see. So far, imagine that. Facebook's not letting anything come up. Imagine that. Yeah, they're not showing anything right now. And I am looking. Invasion Nation, this is my kind of chat because I feel invaded by... Oh, good night. Really? Yeah, Ron Blades, let me help you out here. I am not one of you white powder faggots. Okay? I will put that out there first and foremost. All y'all running around screaming white powder ain't never busted a grape. You're living on some fantasy bullshit island. People are people. If you're going to judge a person by their skin color, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. That's why I stood independent 7 years in a maximum security federal penitentiary. You know why? Because you white powder fags just feed on yourself. You feed on yourselves, that's it. You're worthless individuals. You're piles of shit. Grow up, man. That's why y'all got to sit on stupid ass little... What about black crime rates? I was in prison. I'm a white guy. You know, you guys... here's my... We could do this. We could have this conversation. I stood as an independent white guy 7 years in a maximum security federal penitentiary. And guess what? Guess what? Y'all didn't do shit. You fed on your own race. That's all you did. Race riot happened. The sons of bitches went and hid in their cells. You can debate me all you want. You can debate me all you want. Until you bust a grape, shut up. You're going to sit here and argue, oh, brain size, this and that. How many millions are you worth? How many millions are you worth? You're an idiot. You know what, Ron Blades? I broke that racial divide. I can't be a moron. You're on my channel. I got 91 viewers right now. I've got 20,000 followers on Facebook. 30,000 on Snapchat. I'm on all forms of social media. I'm known around the world. There's not... Listen, that's the problem. You want to think that you're better than some other race, but you're not going to walk right out. I mean, the names that you call these people behind doors, you're not going to walk up to their face and say it. Why? Because you're scared ass pussies and they'll beat the shit out of you. So go lay down somewhere. Go lay down somewheres until you're actually willing to live up and do what you say you're going to do. Instead, go hide in your little dumbass bunker compounds and do nothing. You would never beat the shit out of me. You wouldn't stand a chance in hell. I promise you that. But listen. I got a gym. You want to come try your luck? I got a gym. You send me a whisper. You show up. First, I need you to show up after you practice falling down for a while, because you don't stand a chance. But hey, guess what? Ron Blades, the thing is, you come with absolutely no intelligence. So thank you very much for proving the fact that white powder fags are just idiots. Thank you very much. And that's why I call you powder, because you blow away. You're worthless as shit. Boom! Here's the thing. Those people are idiots. Okay? They prey amongst their own. They thrive off their own. It's just not worth it. It's not. I've got too many people that watch this channel now to give them the freedom to come on here, and he's not saying anything intelligent. If you're literally going to judge somebody by the color of your skin, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. See, and this is the thing. Now, I could do this 100 times. I could do this 100 times over. I could do this, and remember, I could do this 100 times over. I could say the same thing, but you know how I'm judged on social media? I'm judged as a racist. I call these people out constantly. I call these people out nonstop. Wild Woman, good to see you. Welcome back to the Invasion Nation Morning Show. I don't get down like that. I don't. I have family members of quote unquote other races. I don't even look at people that way. I don't care. But you know what? I've seen what race wars have to offer. Okay? I've got holes in me because of race wars from prison. I've been stabbed because of race wars in prison that I had nothing to do with. I got knife wounds in my neck. Don't care. The problem is the problem is this. All right. The problem that I have with these people who want to claim white powder and all this other shit, here's the problem that I have with them. All right. The problem that I have with them is this, is there's absolute racial divides are created by the government, because if we are not united as a front, if we look at people based on their skin tone and we want to make reasons to hate them or think that we're better than them, we stand divided as a country. We stand completely divided as a country. If we looked at every individual, regardless race, religion, sexual preference, if we looked at everybody as equal human beings, the government could not do the shit to us that they are doing. But no, people fall right into it. They're government puppets. They fall right into this racial divide. See, here's the problem. See, you got to be a Democrat. You're a Democrat, aren't you? Ron Blades, you're a Democrat, right? You got to be, because you come through and go, you moron! Listen, when you get on my level, get on my level. That's what I'm going to tell you. But you know what? I love this button. You know why I love this button? Because you're just not worth the waste of fucking time. Let's see if he comes back with another one. There is no intellectual argument for racism. None. Other than the fact that it's created to keep people divided. Don't believe me? Look up the foundation of the Jim Crow laws. Guess who created them? The government created those. Land Rover 109 UK. Why people say you're racist. You're white, ginger, and fat. Snap. Oh my God. He stated the obvious. Everybody! Pink helmets in chat for Land Rover 109. We need a whole lot of pink helmets going on right now. Because Land Rover has just stated the obvious. Land Rover has stated the obvious. Land Rover, you win the Pink Helmet Award today. You win the Pink Helmet Award, you fucking idiot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm going to insult him. I'm going to call him ginger and fat. Why? Why do people, I mean, listen, I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Am I bold as well? Yes, I'm bold. I'm a very bold individual. That's what has made me who I am on social media. Because I say what's on my mind and I don't give a shit. But if you're referring to my baldness, me being bald as well, yes, I'm a 2-time survivor of cancer. It kind of comes with the turf. So now what? Now you're going to make fun of cancer survivors? Is that what's next on your agenda? Do you feel good about yourself, huh? It's seriously just a color. If you watch a preschool class in Wilmer, guess who doesn't see anything different? Our children. We'll play with anybody no matter their color. I wish adults would be the same way, not just pay attention. Here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to point out, okay? When it comes to divides, like I hear people criticize the Somali community all the time around here. The Somalians this and the Somalians that. Somalians this, Somalians that, Somalians... And here's the thing. And I point this out to everybody, and it pisses them off. And I don't care. They come over here, and the government says, sign here, we'll give you all this. Who in the fuck wouldn't do that? I used to be mad because they used to get all this money free from the government, but then I realized where the source of this is coming from. These people don't know anything coming over here. They're told to sign these papers. They get their housing. They get their free money. Which one of us wouldn't do that? They get to start businesses tax-free. The people that we need to be pissed off is our governing officials. Our governing officials are the people that create this. But why do they do this? They create this so that way we're mad at them. I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them. Get your money, man. That's what I tell them. And really what it was is because a young Somali gentleman, he was 22 years old. Had been here 2 years. Came over here as a refugee. And when he came here, him and I were talking, and it's funny. It's how it started out is I ended up impounding his car. And I was explaining it to him, and he had a pretty good grasp. I was explaining to him, I said, you were parked in no parking zone, and you'd been there or in a fire lane, and you'd been there for over an hour. He's like, well, my friends told me to park there. I said, well, they know better than that. They set you up. So, and I mean, I could tell he was honestly telling me the truth. So I cut him a deal. And because I did that, him and I started talking. We actually went out and hung out, went to a bar, hung out, that kind of stuff. Him and a buddy of his, and we were talking about it. And that's when I got this epiphany that I realized that I wasn't mad at these people. Because he told me how the process works. They literally are sat down with an interpreter, said sign here, sign here, sign here, and the government will decide how much money they're going to give you. It's not if they're going to give you money, it's a matter of how much. You know, and if they got family, it decides on what they're going to help you out with for housing and all that kind of stuff. Australia's fishing raid with a party of 10. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. The most courteous guy on all of Twitch. Australia's Fishing. If you're not following him, we've rated him numerous times. Make sure you guys are checking out Australia's Fishing. Probably the most courteous guy on all of Twitch. Teaches you how to do different types of fishing, builds fishing lures, has an eBay store, all that kind of stuff. If I had moderators on here right now, I would probably know how to do a shout out. So, but I don't know how to do it. So I'm horrible at it. Australia's, forgive me, but I always talk about you anyways. So, and it's in a good capacity, I promise you. And if you want to learn, and what is it? It's Liverpool, right? Liverpool's the team. That's our soccer team. Is that supposed to be the soccer team, if I remember right? So, yeah. No Everton. Uh-oh. I think and I'm sorry. Over there it's called football. So forgive me, I'm a dumbass American. No. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much, Australians. I appreciate it. Okay, Brother Redneck, I'm going to do a boxing workout. What? You're going to go do a boxing workout? You should be out fishing, man. Fishing! You get all the same motions. Trust me, I'm a fighter. You get all the same motions. Just go out and do some fishing. Same thing. Just get the fly rod out. Learn to be ambidextrous with the fly rod. You never know what you're going to catch at night unless you try. Just saying. Don't know until you try, brother. Yeah. Australians, here's the biggest thing for tips. As long as you feel the burn, man, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Just make sure you're not doing shit that hurts yourself. Okay, I was forced into a fighting situation, and that's it. As long as you're feeling the burn, I haven't worked out in quite a few years, so I'm as far as that goes. Dieting has become against my religion. I tried it. I failed twice, so it is what it is. Maybe when I get out of the driver's seat or I become a full-time streamer, then maybe it'll work a little better. So, anyways, guys, make sure you check out Australia's Fishing. Give him a follow. Check him out. Absolutely amazing individual. Probably the most politest, courteous guy that I've ever met on Twitch. I mean, legitimately. And I like him because he explains everything that he's doing. He even makes a Patriot lure. Check it out. Get on his channel, check it out. Tell him to post a link up for his eBay store. So, again, thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate you, as always. The problem is Minnesota Twin Cities is very few places are accessible. Yeah. Liverpool versus Manchester United is a bigger derby, in my opinion. Well, when you say derby around here, Gregsy, let me tell you out. When you say derby around here, we think of demolition derbies. I believe over in the United Kingdom they have they're called bangers, if that sounds right. I think they're called banger racing. So where they race around a track, we sit in a big bowl and we run into each other.
Oh, yeah!
Twitcha is now following. So, yeah. Seafood diet. Yeah, man. That's the only diet that works for me. So, I take that back. We have the Kentucky Derby, which is a horse race. I do remember that one. Never watched it. I've never watched the Kentucky Derby in my entire life. All right, back to work. Nice catching you again. Well, Brutalis, I greatly appreciate you tuning in. Remember, every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., right here. Sometimes my equipment doesn't want to work right, so I get on a few minutes late. And by I mean equipment, sometimes I'm the equipment that doesn't want to work right. As you seen this morning, I was falling on my face miserably. So, but thank you all for tuning in. Those of y'all came over with the raid, thank you so much. I do this every Central Standard Time, 7 to 10 a.m. We talk anything from politics to fishing to hunting to cars. I am building a Redneck ice castle. I'm taking a late 60s, early 70s model pull-behind camper, and I'm converting it into a fish house to live on the lake this year. So in Europe, we call a derby a match between two sides, which are pretty close to each other, like 10 miles between two stadiums. Damn. Man, y'all are passionate about that soccer over there, man. I've seen some serious fights break out over that shit. I mean, like bad. Bad. So I don't know. I used to like playing soccer as a kid. It was, but I never really got into it at the pro end. I think it's because American sports are very fast paced. You know, when you look at American sports like football or baseball or basketball, they're extremely fast paced sports. You know, that was more 70s and 80s old school hooligan culture. What was wrong with that? I'm watching this series on Netflix right now called The Peaky Blinders. So and it's based out of the 1940s, post-war Irish and Englishmen and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty cool series. I like it anyways, but I like that old school stuff. So I love to see them fight. But yeah, it's I've been watching that series. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, there's like series all over Netflix that I watch. Like one of my favorites is of course The Ranch. I love watching The Ranch. The Ranch is awesome. If you haven't watched The Ranch yet, get on my level. I love The Ranch. Great series. If you come to Germany, I could bring you to a derby with a lot of fights around the game. Yeah, but the problem is if I'm an American and I get in a fight in Germany, they're going to put me in jail over there. I also watched, there's a show called Last Chance U. It's about JUCO level college football. Um, I watch it more so for the coaches. There's some really good players on there, but there's a lot of them that are just whiny bitches. But one thing I definitely agree with that some of the players have a standpoint on is they are trying to play football. But they have this rule now where you have to go through college in order to get to the pros, which I think is wrong. I don't think that's right at all. I don't think that you should be forced to go to college if you are built to play sports. So he's like, never. Travel buddy, when is the how far are you from Amsterdam? Uh 2.5 hours by car. I am thinking, I don't know, they haven't released the date yet, but I might try TwitchCon in Amsterdam. Might. Just might. So, but back to the Netflix things. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I watch on there. There's Fastest Car. I love Fastest Car. Fastest Car. I like it because it's they're real life people. You can smoke some special stuff. Yeah. I'm not going. I just like meeting and interacting with Twitch people. Was there with Marco last year. How's Marco doing, by the way? I think it's the same date as the Grand Prix. Same time as Grand Prix. Really? Working off. Hey, we had this ongoing joke because I couldn't help it. I was trying to be nice and courteous, but I'm like, every time somebody say Marco, all I want to say is Polo. So then it became a drag race in the house here was they were here that whenever somebody said Marco's name, it was whoever could say Polo the fastest. Marco's a great guy. Travel Buddy's a great guy. It was absolutely epic meeting these guys, coming from Germany, coming to stay here, and people are like, "Oh my god, you're just gonna let a complete stranger that you met on Twitch come stay at your house?" I'm like, "He's a soldier. He's got manners. I'm not worried about him." You know, and the thing was is it's like you look at Marco and you realize that the guy looks like he hasn't eaten in like 25 years. So you feel bad for him. You're like, Marco, eat! Eat, man! Eat! But we found his weakness. It's ice cream. So next time Marco comes around, we're going to make sure we got a freezer full of ice cream. Marco is just a candle in the wind. Yeah. Hey, listen. If he was up here this last week with the wind we've had up here, I'd literally have to tie that dude down. I'd have to tie him down somewheres. So, yeah. Shit, it's 10 o'clock already. That means I should probably find see who's on right now. See if there's anybody we want to raid. This sucks. Oh, Hip's on. Yeah, we're raiding Hip. He's only got 26 viewers right now. So you guys, make sure you get in there and give Hip some love. All right. He changed his name. It used to be Hip Hop Anoptis. Guys, stick around at least for the raid when you go into Hip's channel. Blah, blah. I think he changed it just so people can pronounce it, but I believe he's out of Wisconsin. Really nice guy, really good dude. I love the fact that they put the commands on here now so that way you do it right every time. All right, guys. Do the Invasion Nation proud. I think I got it right. I hope so. There we go. Anyways, till the next time, y'all keep cold, keep the bottoms up. Redneck will definitely holler at you later. And we'll see you tomorrow, 7 a.m.